అండి. Go on mute, please. Okay, Andy. So in the last class we were discussing about EIB. Okay, I'll just repeat. EIB is basically Enterprise Interface Builder. It is Enterprise Interface Builder. So using this particular integration tool, we can perform inbound integrations as well as outbound integrations. Both can be performed. And when it comes to inbound integrations, so we can give a file up to 300 MB data. We cannot give a file more than which is having more than 300 MB size. So then it will throw errors. So inbound EIB inbound accepts up to 300 MB data only. Okay. So what is this inbound? Inbound means loading the data into Workday web services. So you will be given a file and you have to extract that file, and then you need to load that into a web service. Okay. So what type of data we are getting and what web service we have to use. So these are the two important tasks that you have to perform. So you need to analyze the given input file, whether it is a compensation data, either whether it is address changes data, or whether it is a contact information changes data, or one-time payment data, what kind of data you are getting in the file, so that you need to check. And if it is a contact information, change contact info web service you can choose. If it is a address change and change address details, then you can choose that web service. If it is a one-time payment, then I can choose a request for one-time payment. And similarly like that, for based on the given input file data, so we are going to use the data sources. We need to choose the data sources, relevant data sources, and then you can generate a spreadsheet. So after giving those required configurations, we can generate a spreadsheet, and using that spreadsheet we are going to copy the data from the given file to spreadsheet. You need to copy paste, and then you can attach and run it. Okay, so the next question is, what is EIB? What is the use of EIB? What kind of integrations we can perform using this, and how much data is allowed in the inbound integration, and how do you configure this EIB? That is the next important question. So we will configure this EIB using a task code called create EIB. So if you use this create EIB, so you have to perform couple of steps here. Create EIB is the task code. So using this we can create either inbound or outbound integrations. So you can give the integration name. So like using the project name is PS, and EIB I am using, and it is a inbound integration I am creating. Inbound underscore sample, let's say sample. I wanted to create a sample report, and I am going to build a inbound report. So I choose this, and then I click OK. Now each report is unique. Each integration name is also unique. So therefore, why is it? Because it generates a backend. There is a code. Okay. So this code is always unique. Therefore, you cannot give a duplicate name. And then the actual configuration. How do you configure? Means create EIB, choose inbound, and then you need to do these configurations. 4 steps are there. First step is get data. Second step is transform, deliver, summary. So how do you get the data? So you will be given a file. So that file may be placed, if they place it in SFTP server, then you can choose these options like SFTP server or FTP server or the REST XML file that is given to you. So you can choose. This is coming from some third-party configurations. Okay, or Amazon service they may place. Then using these configurations, for example, if you choose FTP, you need to give these configurations: FTP host address, the directory where the file is placed, and then you can give the username, ID, password, and the file name to extract that file. Okay. Similarly, so based on the option, so right now we don't have these options, so we cannot choose them, but you can just check these options what we have. Okay, SFTP, for similar options you will have Amazon simple storage, so it will have different options. It will have bucket ID, access key ID, and then secret access and the actual file name. So based on the retrieval method that you are choosing, so these are all the retrieval methods that are available in EIB. Remember this. What is a retrieval methods? What are the different types of retrieval methods that are available in EIB? So this is a question that will be asked. So retrieval method means, so you extract the given file so from a different source systems. So either it can be placed in FTP, then you have to extract it from that FTP server. If it is placed in SFTP, you have to extract that file from SFTP server. If it is placed in Amazon simple storage, you need to access from that place using the given credentials. Okay, so using retrieval method means regularly whatever you are using, so that will be used. And for now we will use this attach file at launch, because so this is not real time, so we will be attaching manually by us. Okay, so the file is located at our desktop, so we will attach that file while running this integration, then you can run this. So then you have the data format option. This is the place where you need to choose where you need to load this given file. Okay, so you need to choose that web service option. Okay, so request for one time, there are several are there. So request one time payment web service we have chosen, and then there is no other configuration required here. And then coming to this transforms. Okay, we are not going to do any transformations here. Okay, so we will generate a spreadsheet, and using that we are going to do configuration. So you can delivery also we have already chosen where to load this data in this, so you no need to do anything. And then you go okay. Then so this, before you do this, you can copy this, save okay. Now the actual configuration, this is how we configure EIB inbound. And then you have to generate a spreadsheet. Okay, how do you generate a spreadsheet? Go to the template model and click on this generate spreadsheet. So you can confirm this and you can submit. And done. So you get a request like request one time payment.xml is available in my reports. So you can click on this. Either you can open directly or you can go to this one. I mean, if suppose if you don't get that alert, you can go to here and then you can check that if that file is generated or not. So one time payment.xml is now available. So now we have generated that. So what you can do is you need to open that. So request one time payment 20 is the file. So this you need to open in a Excel file, so that the template will be visible to us easily. Otherwise, if you open directly the XML file, you will not be able to understand clearly. So always some versions of the Excel always supports to open that XML directly in the Excel format as well, and some of them doesn't open. So this way you have to drag. So sometimes, I mean, if you just double click on this XML, it will directly gets opened in the Excel file itself, and sometimes you just need to drag here like this. Okay, so now I am able to pull it. I didn't have this mouse here, so I'm just trying to drag it with the help of this touchpad itself. Anyways, now, so once you open this particular XML file in the Excel, so you could see there are two different tabs here. One is overview tab and the other one is request one time payment tab. So overview, you will have different steps here available. You can check, like there are four steps. One is manual processing and automatic processing and run now and run now with automatic processing. So these we will not be using, but either you prefer to go for manual processing or automatic processing. And when we wanted to run this immediately, you will use this and run immediately without with some approvals. You will use this without approvals. So basically, if you look at it, so in real time you will be using either this one or this one, but still we have two or more other options as well. So manual processing means that, so it requires whenever whenever your integration requires some approvals, let's say before you load the data into the actual web service, if it requires some approvals, then you will be choosing this manual processing. Okay, so that will state you, instruct you to get the approval. Okay, so once the approval you get it, then only you can move this further. But if you don't require any manual intervention, so directly you have to attach and load it, that's all. You don't require any approvals before you get that loaded into the web services, or you might have already taken the web approvals to load that into the web service, then we will always go for automatic processing. So this is the option that you will be using 99% every time, but there may be a rare case where you choose the manual processing. Okay, so which means that it requires some approvals before you load the data into the web services. Okay, because all are there may be some web services which does not they won't give you the complete rights, so therefore you will have to get that approval and then you run this integration. Okay, so that is this. And then coming to this request one time payment, so you have different fields available. So some of them are required fields and some of them are optional fields. Okay, required fields are like, these are mandatory, you have to give these values. So let's say I'll give you 21045. So this is one employee. Okay, so this is required, so I gave it. And position, I don't know, I'm not going to give it. And the effective date, let's give today's date. Okay, and the format you have to give is YYY So what is the MM? 4, and then DD is 23rd. 2019 for 23. So this field we don't know, and this is optional, so you need not give. And the row ID, so whether this particular employee has got how many one-time payments, he has got one or two. If he has got only one, you can put one, and if he has two benefits, okay, one-time benefits that he gets on so and so different dates, you can add them as well. So like this row number 2, 3, 4. If one employee is having two, likewise we can add how many number of benefits he has, and then once if he is completed, then you can start with the next employee here, 21046. So this, the rest all, this 21045 21045 you can copy paste, because same employee is getting 4 benefits here. Okay, then the next employee will go. Okay, so that is the use of this row ID. So row ID basically to mention the number of benefits that he has got, and then you have to get one-time payment plan. So this plan you will have to get it from the tenant itself. And then how much amount he has got actually. So let's say $250 he has got it. So that $250 you can get this. You have to load that, let's say. So for this employee, we are going to give $250 as a one-time payment. So today as a effective date. So that means in this current month you will get this amount. Okay. So if it is processed. Now let us do this. What I will do is I will save this data. Okay. Then let us run this. Now what we are going to do is we are going to, where is ours? So if you wanted to open any integration, let's say the integration is already created with some name. Okay, we have created it, but now I have lost that. I wanted to open that. If you know the name, yes, it is. So if you wanted to open any integration, int_sys is the name using which you are going to open it. So int_sys is the one. So then you can give the actual integration name. So now I will copy paste this in the, so you can see this is the top first one that we have created now. Okay, so now you can run this integration. So go to related actions and then you have a tab called integration. So using launch and schedule option, you can run this. So we have run frequency, run immediately we can run, or we can also run tomorrow or in the future, or hourly once we wanted to run, you can run as well. So now it's say okay. You say okay. There are different options that you get here. Integration attachment. So this is the place where you have to give the attachment. Okay, so that attachment that we have created. So create attachment integration option you can use, and you need to browse that attachment. So that has the data that you have copy pasted, right? So you can use it. So this is the one-time payment.xml file I can give here, because this I have added the data, only one record I have added, but in the actual they will give you 1000 records, means 1000 records you have to add there, and then you can attach once they are added. Now save okay. See now the request one time payment 20.xml file at this point of time that is now created. Now before that what I wanted to do, if you wanted to give some error limit you can give it, and before that you can validate if this the XML file that we are trying to load into the web service, okay, into request for one time payment web service is throwing some errors, or the file is okay with the data. The data that we have added is in a proper format or not. That if you wanted to try, you can use this validate only mode, means without actually loading the data into the web service, I can check whether the file is having issues or not. If there are no issues, then you can run it, but if there are any issues, then it will identify and it will show you. So for that what you need to do is you have to you have to specify the value. So if you just do this checkbox on, so it will evaluate the file given here. If the file is not properly formatted, if it has some issues, then it will throw errors. If everything looks okay, then you can go, you can remove this option and then you can go for loading. So validation option is used to validate the given file if it has errors or not before actually loading the data. It won't, if you enable this option, it won't load the data in web services. Once you remove this, then only it will get data. So why do we use this option is to validate, means whether that input file is having issues or not. Maybe for your eye it looks okay, everything seems okay, but system may not take, right? So that's why for system we are asking to validate if the file is good or not. If it good, throw it error and we'll fix it and again attach. If no issues, then you can remove this and run that. And also I can attach. all the errors that have been logged, I can create one attachment as well. Okay, so now let us run this. Attached this the XML file, one time payment XML file, and then ran this report. Then you can check if everything okay or not. You need to refresh this every time, so until it gets 100% completed. And you can see here the blue color, the status of this integration, how far it has come, how much percentage is completed, you can see. And also the status here is shown like processing. If it completed, it will get completed. If it throws some errors and completed with errors, like that, you can see the different statuses. And then we see here different tabs. So I'll just show you what these tabs are all about. See, now we have got some errors. So now how do I see that what is the error? So you can see this number of errors 1. You can directly open from here. See this error validation, see report for details, you can click on this. And then failure report.html. If you open this, the more detailed report will be get created, and that you can open and check it out what is the actual issue. So the report, error report will be shown in the failure report.html file, and that HTML file, if I open, then you can see there is a validation error. So it is saying that one-time payment data is required. We have not given, so for request one-time payment, we have not given any details. There is a mandatory field, but you have not given. That is why it is throwing error. Got the details? So that means we'll have to give those values first, then only it will work. Now you can see what is missing here, you will understand. So this is our file. Mouse is not there, it's creating problem. Okay. Okay, now you can see here. So this is the optional field. Okay, this is star. Star means it is also required field. So this value is not given. Spreadsheet key is like unique key that you can give one value like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that for each record. And then what is Airtel's? This is optional, so you need not give, or you can hide this as well if not required to load. Okay. Then this is required. I have given this required. I have also given, but the error is saying that one-time payment plan ID is not given. So this is the error because we have left it empty, but though it is a required field. So now what we have to do is we need to get this one-time payment required plan details. So how do you get that? So for each compensation related whenever you are performing inbound operation for compensation plans, so you need to use this comp plans, means compensation plans. So in this compensation plans, what type of compensation you are actually using to load the data into the web services. Based on this compensation type, you will have to get that ID from here. So under this compensation plans, we will have different plans available. You can see there are salary plans, different salary plans. Okay, and also we have hourly plans, unit salary plans, alliances. Okay, unit alliances, merit plans, bonus plans, and you have several other as well. So what I have selected here is one-time payment plans. So this is one-time payment that we are getting. So that one-time payment I am going to load into the one-time payment related web service. Okay, so go to this more plans. So which one is ours? One-time payment plan that I have selected. So here you can see different one-time payment plans are there. AL, OTP, and this is AMC one-time payment plan, and you have bonus plan, bonus OTP. One second only.
ఆయన వాట్సాప్లో పంపలేదా
Okay, so here you can see any of this one-time payment plan that you can choose based on the given data. If it is bonus related plans, then you go to these three symbols, three dots, and then go to integration IDs. Then click on this view IDs. Then it will give you one payment, one-time payment plan ID. So this one-time payment plan ID you need to give it to that Excel. So this is the way. If it is a gift card, then you have to gift card related plan ID you have to give. So based on that, based on the plan, you have to choose that. So let's say, for example, if I go back, each one will have its own unique ID, so that if it is one-time payment related, you will get that. If it is salary related plan, then you will have to get that. So you will have, like, for salary plans, you will have integration ID. You can click on that integration ID. So this ID you will have to give that in that Excel. Okay. So likewise, this is one-time payment plan ID that I am choosing. So I will give this one-time payment plan ID in this section. This is a required section. Okay. So then the amount details are given. Now I will save it. Then close this. Now you can run. You can attach it and run, so that you can able to see them. Launch the schedule, then okay. I'm running from the beginning again by attaching the updated one. So I have given that values as well. So create integration attachment, and then you can browse that file now, the updated file. So request one time payment is the updated one now. So then you can say OK, and then you can now also choose this validation mode on once. So once means it is not going to load the data into web service. Before that it will check and let us know. Okay, now you can see it is get completed. It means that there are no errors. So because that ID I have given, so it is now able to no errors here. So that means now we can remove that option, validation option, and you can load. So before going to that, you can see here there are different options available. The child option, child processes means so the integration event trigger, the transformations if there are any data loads. So these steps that we are performing in the inbound is shown here, whether they are successfully implemented or not. And in these messages you can see like what is the file size. You can see 23 kb file only we are attached, and retrieval results, transformations, and the consolidated report all about how the integration has run. Okay, and also if there is any error, that error also will come here only. Here also either it will come directly here, that error HTML report, or here also it will come. Okay, so this is inbound, so data directly gets loaded into the web services, so there you will not have any output files. And then process history, how many times you have run this integration so far today. I ran twice here, so that is why it is now shown twice. If you run again today, again it one more time it recorded. So the number of times the integration that you are running will get recorded here. And then the basic process details, what when is the schedule start date, actual start date. Okay, these parameters are recorded here, and it will give you still more better results. Okay, like how the log file, so there are different log, how this integration has been run, everything is recorded with more detailed system files. These are all okay. You can open any of these files and check it out, how the server configuration, server at the server level, how this particular integration is running. So probably it is difficult to understand for us, so but you can see like if you are good at Java, so you can have some understanding here. So but this is not required anyways. So this is a system level configuration for how this is running, so that all those. So for us now what we need is whether it is get completed successfully or not. If it now it is completed, okay, so no errors, but still the data is not doesn't get loaded here. So in that case what you can do is you can run this again. Okay, so now we are attaching it. Now I don't choose any check option here. Before that, the data now is actually we loaded the data for what, which employee. 21045. So this is the employee ID I have taken in that Excel. Then you can see whether any update is already been done here. So if you wanted to see where this data gets uploaded, so this is like you can see uh, you can go to your job, and here the data gets like worker history. Yeah, so under worker history, so you can get this data gets loaded. So one time payment in progress. So for today, do you have any update here? The last update one time payment was done on 4th 10th, and before that 4th one like that. But we don't have today's date because the actual load was not done, because we have run that integration only in the validation mode only. Okay, if you have removed that validation mode and run it, then it will create one entry here. Okay, that we can see here now. I removed it. But 10 minutes ఆగి చేయమమ్మా, లిటిల్ బిజీ. 10 minutes ఆగి చేయమని చెప్పు. వెంట అవుట్ సైడ్ 10 minutes ఆగి చేయండి అని చెప్పలేదు. చెప్పు, నువ్వే చెప్పు. 10 minutes ఆగి చేయమా. ఇప్పుడు చెప్పు. Okay, so now it is loaded. Now you can go and check like here if it's get loaded here or not. ఈ రోజు నాకేం తెలుసు మీరు తొమ్మిదిన్నరకి ఇప్పుడు ఉందని నేను ఇప్పుడు వింటున్నా. ఎందుకైనా కాల్ చేసి నేను అడిగి రేపు పెట్టుకోమని వాళ్ళు కాల్ చేస్తారులే. ఈరోజు లిటిల్ బిజీ అని చెప్పి, లేకపోతే ఒక హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ ఆగి 10కి పెట్టమని చెబుతున్నాను. నిన్న కూడా డిస్కస్ చేస్తాం మనం. అర్లీ ఎందుకు చేస్తాం. Okay, is my screen visible to you all?
Yes, Ravi.
Okay, now I have run this integration. You can just check if this has been loaded or not. You can see now on 23rd, that means today. So there is a one-time payment that got loaded here successfully. So if you use 100 members, yes, you can just use all for 100 members, it will get loaded. But what data it get loaded, you can see one-time payment, and the plan ID that I have used is one-time payment bonus OTP related. So for this you can the integration ID that I have given is also you can view here, and then you can see the amount that I have given in that Excel file is $250 USD, and today it got loaded. And after that, this amount will get processed to the payroll for your salary processing. Okay, so now the pickup payroll or CCW payroll that picks up this transaction that is changed, and it will get added into your salary components. Okay, so that way we can load this data. Okay, and it will throw different errors based on if you give different data, like if you give wrong format, wrong some required fields if you remove, or if you put the effective date format is like 9 YYYMMDD. So instead of that, if I give you DDMMYYYY and then try to load it, it will throw different errors saying that for data formatting issues. or it will have either a mandatory field is missing, or one-time payment plan ID is not given. Okay, so likewise you can see different errors that gets created here. Okay, so you always, I mean, whenever you are running this integration, you can open that file and then give wrong values, and then you can load the data. Then you will get different errors. Those errors you can note down so that it would be useful for your interview as well. What are the different errors that you have got it while building this inbound integration? So then you can tell easily that yes, these are the errors that I have got it. So that way you can note down some of the errors. So sure short questions these are. Okay, for example, let's say I am adding one more record. So 21046 is the another record, and for this I will put the date format is like uh, 3, this is taking, it's getting converted automatically. Let's say 2019 I give. Well, 24, or I will not give, let's say, effective date at all, and then I will give one and two values I will give, but I will not give this one time payment plan ID, or let me give this payment plan ID only for one I give, and I will not give this key value. So I mean I'm missing some mandatory fields here, and the amount is also I will not give, so it will, this is optional anyway, so it will take it as 0, so I can give some value here, or I'll give you some another plan like gift card. But this is extra which I'm not specifying any value. So then you can run this and then you will get different errors. So if you have not properly given the values, then it will keep throwing those errors. So those, I mean, that is a learning point for us. So the number of errors that you get, so number of, you can note them and then you can correct them one by one. What error is belongs to what. So this is our integration. Sometimes if you wanted to run with your previous day values file, then you can choose this previous day file as well. The file that you have chosen last day, you can choose, or last, I mean there are different options also available. All the files that you have chosen so far are last 7 days back, 30 days back. So you can use those files as well if you wanted to run again. Or you can choose a new file based on your requirement. So it will accept or it will throw some errors. We have two errors that we got it. It's load contains a duplicate key and the processing fault occurred in generating a spreadsheet. Okay, so likewise, I mean, based on the given amount of data, so you will keep getting different errors. So these can be, I mean, you can uh, fix them in the while copying the data. So if you have proper data copied, then it will not throw any errors. Otherwise, you have to keep changing them. Okay, so you can try with different what do you say, different number of lines. You can add them, you can run them, you can choose different web services, and then you can try to load the data and check it out. So, but this is how we generate the EIB. I mean, we load the data into the web services using EIB. So, the same process that you will be following in the real time as well. But only matters is that the file changes, the given input file changes, and the selection of the what do we say? Selection of the web services matters. So if we are unclear, then you can get some help from your seniors or anyone else, or you can also ask from the I mean Workday forum called as community. So community access will be given to you all in whenever you are working. So you can also ask or get some help from there by choosing this particular web service. Okay, and then you need to go to the job worker list of that employee and check. You can, I mean, randomly check for 10-15 employees if that is loaded or not. Okay, we only perform unit testing. So for example, you have 10,000 records, let us say. For all 10,000 records, you are not going to test whether the data is loaded for them or not. So you'll take some record, couple of 10 records, let's say, and for each of them, the amount $250 or $150 or $100 are loaded into the job worker history or not, that you will be checking. Okay. If everything seems okay, then it's fine. But that is not a complete testing, but that is just called as a unit testing. Then you will, I mean, then testing team will be there, so they will check each and every record, each and every value. Okay, using the winner runner tool, they will write some script usually. Okay, VBA scripts, and they will check manually. Each and every value will be checked. So using that script values, so that way they will get complete overview of the testing, whether has any mismatching values or wrong values that had come. If no issues, then I think that the test is passed, and then that will be moved to another environment. Okay, so any questions, Andy, on this? Hello, Hari, Banu, Venkat, do you understand? Any questions?
Yeah, so tomorrow once we'll practice and if we get any doubts then we'll ask.
Yeah, so please practice once. If you have any questions, please let me know. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Andy, that's all for today. So we'll connect tomorrow for outbound EIB outbound creation. Thank you.